and welcome to a pandemic. I'm going to provide the link for this syllabus in several places, including this email, but I wanted to make a video because I suspect you're going to have to read quite a few amended syllabi, and if you wanted just an overview, hopefully this provides that. So, of course, this syllabus addendum is also subject to change because who knows what will happen next. But I think I've boiled down a way of doing MAT258 from a distance in a way that allows a lot of flexibility but still preserves the sort of rigor and content that the class expects. So I'll chat about the words here, and maybe I'll just jump to the graphic here. So the graphic is meant to kind of visually orient yourself for the week. Here's what's going to happen. We usually had 3 lectures and a quiz. I'm going to combine those 3 lectures into one lesson. And realistically, it's not going to be 3 hours. Nobody wants to watch 3 hours of anything, almost anything. So what's going to happen is Monday, early Monday or late Sunday, depending on your sleep habits, a lesson is going to appear on Top Hat. What's Top Hat? So Top Hat is this service here, which you can get for free. And yes, I am going to use Bitmojis the rest of the semester because it's a pandemic and it brings me joy. So Top Hat you can use a web interface, you can use your phone, you can use your tablet, and it has pretty good typesetting for mathematics. You can embed videos. So for example, I'm scrolling over your first lesson. It's a little shorter lesson for week 1, which is a half week. So I'll give an introduction here, and then you'll see there's a discussion forum. You'll be able to ask questions of your peers in there, discuss the questions. None of this is, private. You don't have to, work alone on these things. And you'll see there's a video. And so you can watch this video. They're all under 10 minutes, I think. And I'll introduce an idea. And then after that video, I might include some notation, and then I'll ask you some questions. And those questions are participation questions. So if you answer them once, you get the credit for them. The intention, though, is that it'll tell you if you're right or wrong, and so you can see if you're understanding the ideas. These questions in Top Hat are supposed to mimic the sort of thing that you would do in class, right? Where you'd say, oh, wait, what if it was this? Or how would you know this? We can't really do that anymore. I mean, you can certainly email me, and we can set up like a Google Hangouts, and I can chat, and I will do that happily. But this is to mimic that process. Again, you can see that the typesetting is pretty good. You can actually have matrices and stuff within Top Hat. The reason I ultimately chose Top Hat is, one, they were extending a free license, so you as a student can get Top Hat mid-semester for free, which is important. And 2, you can do this all on your phone. And so if you only have access to a phone or a tablet, that's fine. Top Hat works very, very well with a phone, as opposed to Blackboard, which does not. And I didn't want to use Zoom because I'm just waiting for that to crash. And so all of our stuff is going to be on Top Hat, which is a very robust system, and I think less people will be using Top Hat than Zoom, for example. So anyway, you'll go through and you'll answer these questions, and you'll watch these videos, and so on and so forth. And that'll be your weekly assignment. I'm giving you 4 days usually to do this. Because spring break ends on Wednesday, or ends Tuesday night, the 24th, classes begin Wednesday. I don't know if you can hear those folks in the background. Those are my children, because I, like many people, are working from home. So the intention is to dump a bunch of material on Monday, and then you can kind of figure out when you have time to work on it for 4 days. Maybe for you it's early mornings, maybe it's late nights, maybe it's afternoons, maybe it's only Tuesday. Whatever it is for you, you have 4 days to finish that material, 96 hours, or 95 hours and 58 minutes. And on Friday, I'm going to make available a Google Doc via a link, and it might end up being available Thursday night, depending. And you're going to have 3 days to work on that. You're going to have 72 hours, or probably 72 hours to work on that. That's what I would like. Because you're going to, well, we'll get into it later, but you're going to need to do a bit more typesetting. Everything has to be in the Google Doc. I don't want pictures and stuff. It'll be too confusing. So, hold on a second. Let me pause this. All right, I'm back. So the point of this, I want you to understand how I came to this decision, was to simplify the delivery of this material. Everything is going to be on Top Hat except for the Google Doc quiz, but we've been doing that already. So once a week, you'll check your mobile app or you'll log in and then see the new lesson, right? You figure out over 4 days when you can get that done. That also gives you a lot of time to ring me up and get some help. My office hours are more or less any time now, so send me an email if you need help, and we'll figure something out. Yeah, it's tough because I'm at home, the kids are home, everyone's at home, but I should be able to steal away, little 15-minute blocks, hook up a camera, and then work some things out on a pad of paper. Anyway, 4 days, 1 delivery, and then Friday, always the quiz, still the quiz. You can choose to work alone if that's easier. You can work with a friend. That's fine. You can work with 2 friends. No more than 3, though. All right. So that's the way we're going to keep that. You have 3 days to collaborate on this. I want everything in the Google Doc. Don't snap each other. Don't text each other. Don't Facebook message each other. Do all of the work in the document. This is important for me to see. It's also important for me to see your struggles. So if you're having a lot of an animated chat or comment section about a problem, I would like to see that so that I'm aware of any confusion that's happening. All right. So hopefully that's pretty simple in terms of where do I go and when do I go. You go to Top Hat. I sent out an invitation. If you go to Top Hat, it should be free. And there are 2 things to do a week. Now, your diversity papers, you pass it to your first one, you'll get credit for that. That's going to be 2%. Your group quizzes are still 19%. I'm going to drop 1 more of those after break. What else did I say up here? Sorry. Your Why Do I Need This presentation is canceled. And as are the 2nd and 3rd diversity papers. Each exam was worth 15% of your grade, and it still is. Right. Going forward, the exam will be shared as a Google Doc. And for that one assessment, if you want to print it out and write on it, or if you want to do all your work on paper and take pictures, that's fine for the exam. I prefer not, but I'll be a bit more flexible with the exam. Now, with the quizzes and exams, they're open notes now. There's no way I can stop that. And they're also realistically open Symbol Lab or open MATLab or open Wolfram Alpha. So I will be assuming you have access to those technologies. And, just like I have on previous quizzes and tests where I might say, use technology to do this thing that you wouldn't really do by hand. So that hasn't really changed. But, I'm quite confident I can write a test that still requires a human to take it. As usual, the quizzes will be good predictors of the exam. The exam will have a 12-hour period of time to complete it, so ideally I'd like to go from noon on Friday to midnight on Friday. But if that's going to be a particular problem, let me know sooner than later. As with all things in this crazy time, I'm going to be flexible about it. I would like to hear from you. Again, I don't want to hear from you the Thursday before the test, ideally, although even then, I guess. But if you know there's going to be a problem, let me know sooner than later. The final exam is still May 4th. It's not going to be 2 hours per se. We'll figure that out when we come to it. So in the amended syllabus, again, you have a link to this doc in the email. I explain this next part of how am I going to figure out your grade. Circumstances have changed. At some point soon, I'll get your exams graded. I was distracted by external events, i.e. pandemic. And once you get those done, I'm going to calculate your before spring break grade. Kids, can you be quiet? And so your quizzes up till then, with one dropped, your one diversity paper, and your 2 exams will culminate in a mid-semester grade. So that's your BSBG. And then this other stuff will accumulate in an after spring break grade, your ASBG. So your sort of grade that takes into account quizzes, diversity paper, exams, participation on Top Hat, and your final exam will be 1 grade. And the way we're doing this is as follows. So if your after spring break grade is higher than your midterm grade, you get your after spring break grade. If your before spring break grade is higher, but not more than 10 points, you get your before spring break grade. I think I have an example down here. So for example, if your before spring break grade is an 86 and your after spring break grade is a 92, you get a 92. If you decrease your grade, but are within 10 points, you get your before spring break grade. So for example, if after a grade exam 2, you have an 86, and then your final grade in the course is a 78, I give you a B. The goal here is to assume that even with this streamlined, flexible schedule, that it's a pandemic and that things will suffer. So I'm giving you a letter grade of leeway. If you stay within a letter grade, your before spring break grade holds. If you do worse than that, so if you start with an 86 and you end with an 72, you get a C. So it's not arbitrarily flexible. You do have to still continue demonstrating competency. So this is a policy being used by other people in my department. And there is an honor code for the third exam and the final exam. So it's assumed that those exams you do work by yourself. They are open notes. You can certainly use a calculator. But understand that if for any reason it's suspected that you're collaborating people, that will be considered a breach of this honor code, which is being used throughout the math department. But really, I mean, I'm not going to write a 48-hour exam, or sorry, 12-hour exam. I'll write a 1-hour exam and then give you 12 hours to do it. The goal being that you can choose when in that 12 hours to do it. And if you take 2 hours to do it, it's fine. I'm not gonna. If you want to take 11 hours to do the exam, that's fine. As long as you're done within that time period. So that's what we're doing. Again, pretty straightforward. A lesson over 4 days, and then a quiz over the lesson. We'll do that a couple times. We'll do an exam. We'll do another week. We'll do a final. Let me know if something comes up. Let me know if there's a problem. I'm even less able to understand if there's an issue now than before. I can't even see your faces. So, we're not Zooming. We're not meeting as a class. We're not going to do any of that stuff. I don't think it's reasonable. That's up to other people to decide, I guess. I want this to be straightforward. I want to be helpful. I want to help you learn this material. Let me know if there are any problems. Stay in touch. Use those discussion forums. I miss all of you. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. Take care.